Can y'all hear me? I think y'all can hear me right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, Saru, but you just gotta wait for it to all change over. Anytime that we play, it always takes a minute for it to make the switch. Alright, this is just a quick test. I actually switched back over to OBS from Streamlabs, so can you still hear me now or no? Alright, perfect. Thank you.
How's it going, everybody?
All right, hello, my dear friends, and welcome to not only session number 84 of Unlikely Heroes, but my first session using OBS and not Streamlabs. Excuse me. We are going to dive into this. If I have any hiccups along the way, please feel free to let me know. I do have chat up, I do have my activity feed up, and all sorts of stuff, so shouldn't need a whole lot of that tonight, honestly, because it's not typically what I need when we play D&D. But just in case something pops up or if I pop back over, I will check in just to make sure that everything looks like it is running well. So far, it looks good. I can see that my audio is don't you mean Stream Elements? No, I don't mean Stream Elements. I mean Streamlabs. I deleted Streamlabs and I am using OBS. Stream Elements is a browser-based source that gives information to OBS Studio and Streamlabs. So I was using Streamlabs, got rid of that. I'm still using Stream Elements, but it's now incorporated into OBS Studio. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, so we're going to be diving into session number 84, do our quick normal recap as we usually do, and then we will dive into the good stuff. So hold on tight, and let's see where in the world tonight takes us. Okay, got that, and All right. So, session number 83. All right, so quick recap from session 83. So first and foremost, the session 83 was nothing but a really hardcore roleplay session. I shouldn't say nothing more than it was extreme, but obviously there were some questions that had to be asked and some answers that had to be given in some way, shape, or form. After the mentor figure had vanished from your guys' reality and you went back to normal, obviously there was some hostilities, especially between Aurora and Gray, and some confusion on the end of Doc and Ree, and I think some confusion also on the end of Gray as well. But you guys had a very, very long and in-depth conversation where the beans were kind of spilled about everything that had been happening up until this point, including what was indeed a little bit of treachery on Gray's end, a little bit of, I would say backstabbing, but he carved it out of her chest, so I guess a little bit of front stabbing. And, yeah. And you guys, you guys had a very long conversation and had some infighting that eventually turned to, okay, but we have to fix this, and Aurora kind of left her piece at, if he so much as sneezes the wrong way, I'm gonna kill him. And everybody was like, okay, you know what, yeah, that's we'll give him this last shot. This is, you only get a second chance once, right? So you guys then decided that you were going to head north to Kerberg. There was some information given about Croaktar and the hunting territory there. You guys decided not to cut across their territory to get near Dremble, which is where Gray wanted to go, and instead you guys were going to go up to Kerberg to meet with Exavour, because Xavier's like, yo, I'm not having this conversation over telepathy, so meet me in Kerberg and let's have a chat. Obviously, because you guys are no longer welcome in Middleton. Well, actually, I take that back. One of you's not welcome back in Middleton. And at this point, I don't have a shadow of a fucking doubt that Aurora wouldn't be like, excuse me, Mr. Guard, this man's a phony, as she, like, dispels your fucking illusion and, like, he's wanted. Bounty now.
I was like, no, she's gonna handle her own business until you mentioned a bounty. She could get quite the price of that.
I was going to say, that's a big fucking bounty on the head of a dude who just skipped prison. Okay, so you guys had made the decision to move to Kerberg. We ended one day into the travel. You guys, at this point, have about a half a day's travel to Kerberg. Just for our reference, it is Jury the 14th at 9 a.m., and that is on a Thursday. We have rested through the night. You guys have awoken in the morning, and you are finishing the rest of your travel to Kerberg itself. It's really all there is to say about that. As far as your guys's XP is concerned, there was 700 experience points for everybody for roleplay, and then there was an additional 200 for the Speak with Dead, because you guys actually gleaned some pretty interesting information off of the one that I expected you guys to actually not talk to. So that was kind of cool. And a question out of left fucking field too. I didn't expect you guys to ask that. Do you have any prime material contacts? That was a very good question to ask an extraterrestrial being. Okay, so with that being said, everyone earned 900 points of experience, and that put Aurora at 62,162, 62162. Gray at 62,924. That's 62924, and the remaining two party members at 64,992. And I believe that's all I've got as far as notes are concerned. Does anybody have any questions, comments, clarifications? I guess I'll take a concern or two if I need to.
Well, now I have the clarification of just how much is that bounty.
Swing by Middleton and find out, or ask Exavour. I'm sure he knows.
I have to.
I bet you won't.
Oh, wow. Somebody should have bet you won't. I expected to read a bet you won't when she had the bow pointed at Gray. Bet you won't. as
You
she
won't do it.
looses that bitch. Okay.
No, because Ree knew she would.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She would. Okay, so with that being said, you guys have awoken in the morning, and you are currently on your way north. I believe, Candace, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Did you guys do rationing?
I think that we did. I think I handed. Hold on, let me think.
You know what? Fuck it. Not only is this Aurora's favored terrain, but you guys have Ree, who's an expert tracker and hunter. We'll say, for the sake of brevity, you guys have fed yourselves, regardless of whether or not we dealt with the macarons.
For the record, we did not use the macarons.
Okay, well then there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Ree could have found a rabbit or two.
Easy. Yeah, especially since you're right near the riverbed too. I mean, you guys have no problems finding food today. Okay, so we'll pick up there. You guys have awoken and are in the process. Unless anybody wants to do anything in the morning before you break camp and leave, then I'll go ahead and just start moving things.
Just washing the bits by the river.
Yeah, I'm gonna just remember that I can do that as we go.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then Ree and Doc, since you guys had dinged level 10 before that last long rest, you can give yourself that all the goodies that go with it. I have updated your character tokens with the new HP, so in the next scene you'll be set.
Thank you.
All right, so let me. I thought I had an overland travel. I do overland travel. What a cool fucking. Here we go. You guys don't have oxen, but I figured, like, Ree's footfall, regardless of where you guys are going, sounds pretty heavy.
She can be stealthy when she needs to be.
On very rare occasion, that's true.
Speaking of the stealthing thing, because we are in my favorite train,
Yes.
I would suggest that we move stealthily since it won't slow us down at all. And there's no sense pushing our luck near Tar if we don't have to.
Yeah, if you guys want to move stealthily, that's totally fine by me. Because Aurora is with you, she will be able to lead you out of all of the squishy noises by the riverbed, and so if everybody wants to give me a stealth check to avoid any potential issues on the way towards Kerberg while still moving at your normal pace, please do so.
Couldn't hurt.
I don't remember. Am I allowed to guidance myself on that? Just me, not someone else.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, Ree.
See? I told you.
Yay, got a head.
I'm too busy trying to see if I can talk Gray into the soft, squishy, wet, miserable spots. Because, wet boots is all that he deserves.
As you notice the den of rat snakes that are just like hiding right in the reeds just next to where his footfalls are going to be. Gray, are you going to try and move stealthily or no?
Yeah, I got a 19.
Oh, okay.
That being said, 3 weeks to live, Aurora.
Okay, so
You fit a lot of petty torture into 3 weeks.
your guys' goods definitely outweigh your bads, your lowest being an 11. Really not that bad. So you guys travel another, 5.5 or so hours. And, whoops, hang on, throwing my pen. So we'll say it's about 3 p.m., and you guys now, from the distance, as you come up and out of the riverbed, and you can start to see the long wooden bridges that span from where Kerberg goes out towards the plains and up into the forested areas near Mogu Mogu. But you guys can now see a regular traffic of a larger town. Kerberg is by no means a city. It is definitely town-sized, but it is on the larger size for towns. And as you guys begin your approach along the western bank of the river and kind of hug it as long as you can until you have to actually turn towards the city, you notice that at the front of the city there is a single set of two wooden doors. Give me just one moment. and above the central, or above the split in the doors as they both kind of open outwards. Now, they're not, it's not a portcullis. They're just two large wooden doors, and they are currently opened inward. But you do see leaning against the stonework just on the inside where there are a couple of guards posted. There is two heavy, I mean, I'm talking massive wooden beams that stretch probably about 8 feet wide. And they've gotten like divots in two separate spots, kind of indicating that when that door closes, the beams go down. Just above the door, by the way, you see let's see here. Most of you would recognize this, honestly. It's not, and because of how big Kerberg is, it's not all that uncommon to see people from Kerberg and other places in the world. And especially to you, Aurora, you would definitely recognize this symbol as the Kerberg coat of arms. And that is just on the top edge of, or just on the in the central portion above the double doors. So, you guys enter the city, and as you enter the city, almost immediately to your right, there is a young boy, human, kind of a moppy mess of brown hair that's got like mud and sweat kind of caked into the bottom of it, almost in a dread-like fashion at the bottom just because it's so unkempt. But it looks like it was maybe washed at the roots to get the lice out. But this kid kind of comes darting towards you guys, I mean head on, stops in front of you. He looks up, and he looks up at Gray, and he says, "Mr. Gray?" And he just stares at you expectingly.
I guess Gray at this point would kind of look to Aurora and Doc. Mainly Aurora.
I like to picture Aurora also, like she appraises the situation, then also just looks to Doc.
Doc just kind of looks around and then looks at the. What did you say the race? I apologize.
Yeah, human.
Human. Okay.
Yeah, he's just a little human boy, probably 5-6 years old.
Okay. Yeah. So she looks at the young human boy and says, "Hi there."
He continues to stare at Mr. Gray, and then he kind of whispers out of the corner of his mouth, "I'm not supposed to talk to strangers." Mr. Gray?
Oh boy. Definition of stranger. I think you're gonna have to answer him.
Yeah, what would you want?
He very abruptly and nonchalantly switches to Celestial. And for those of you who don't understand, it is this odd, almost dark, sing-songy mess of syllables. Very, yeah, we hadn't hottened apple. Gray, you hear him say, "Master Exavour is expecting you in the Grizzly Den Rest, Mr. Gray. The sooner the possible, the better." Kind of nods behind him, and you see a massive statue of a bear carved out of wood, and then more than likely stained with some sort of chocolate or really dark ebony ink or stain. And the bear is kind of facing kitty corner from what appears to be more than likely a single-story tavern or inn.
Gray would kind of turn to the others and go, "Xavier is waiting for us in," and he's going to turn to the kid in there, correct?
Yeah, so as you look back at the group, the kid's gone.
Okay. Well, yes, in there, apparently.
We know what he does, I guess. Okay. Let's head in there. Doc will lead since nobody moves.
All right, so you guys begin to head for where the big bear statue is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so welcome to the Grizzly's Den Rest. So you enter the again another a theme as you enter the city or the town as a whole. Even the most simple of structures, meaning the hovels, all have double doors. Everything in this city, if you walk through it in a doorway, going from outside to inside, has double doors. Full stop. So you guys get to the double doors. Above it, you see a huge wooden carved sign that says the Grizzly's Den Rest. The double doors swing open as you enter, and in typical DM Exavour fashion, what you see is what you get. So, immediately as you enter, there is a set of 5 tables, some of which currently have patrons sitting at them. Down here to the south, you see 3 individual doors and a sign on the doors on each one of the doors that says latrine, and somebody currently waiting at the center one. There's a few other doors in here. Gentleman in the back who is currently doling out drinks and stews and whatnot. But as you guys enter, from the room to the south here, the southeast, out steps a very, very familiar form. In all of his actually very robed glory, you see the familiar face of Exavour. And he's not wearing his normal leathers with studs and diamonds and jewels and whatnot. He is covered up from head to toe in a very dark blue, almost wizard-like robe. As he approaches you, he's currently holding a long staff with a green emerald on top of it. As he approaches you, he lifts his hood up ever so slightly and he smiles. My goodness, did you make good time or what? Hello, my beautifuls. Oh, Doc, my sweet little pussycat, I'm so sad to see you without your fur. That's all right, though. You look fine like this, just preferred you the other way. And Ree, my goodness, you've gotten so strong. Look at your muscles. Did you do something to your hair?
I cleaned it once.
Oh, must be it. You look ravishing.
Oh, thanks. The pants are still mostly in one piece. Thanks for those, by the way.
You are still wearing your pants. You got holes all over there. Give me 1 moment. He reaches down, he touches the fabric that's got obvious large tears and gashes in it that have just barely holding on, and he whispers an incantation, and as he snaps the fabric, you hear a zzz, and you look down, and the holes have sewn themselves.
Ah, nice. Get a couple more months out of these bad boys.
Anytime you think you may need to throw them out, you just call me, and we'll get you fixed up. And Aurora. My, how you've grown. Mr. Gray! Mr. Gray! Man of the hour, man of the week, man of the next 3 weeks, I suppose. Maybe we should all go have a conversation out of the range of prying eyes. What say you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Follow me.
Can we get some ale first or something? Can we get some food?
Yeah, please.
It's been a while.
Ree, you doubt me. So at this point, he begins to walk towards the rear of the building, and he enters a small room. There you are.
Ooh.
He motions you in. Please, come in. Sit. I've got the whole room for us. Just for us. Just for us. Just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us.
Oh, it looks like she's sitting perfectly at that table.
So, he kind of looks out. Aurora, are you joining them or no?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Apparently, I'm trying to run into a wall.
That's okay, I got you.
Yeah, you have to actually go through the door. It got me too.
I have things set up that make you actually use the door, or I could just drag you through a wall. Okay, either way, that's all right. Okay, so you guys enter. There is a human woman standing at the back, probably mid to late 30s, somewhere in that frame. Short brown hair, kind of cropped up under a bob almost. You see, her neck is just littered with skin tags and moles. She's not the most, she's not the belle of the ball, but she looks strong and she looks capable of holding her ale. She looks over to the lot of you as you sit. Master Xavier, would you like your wine now? And he puts a hand up and he says, I think my friends here, and he taps Rhea on the shoulder, would probably prefer some ale, if that's quite all right. Maybe we just switch it up. Does anybody want the wine, or would we rather have ale?
I mean, I'll try wine. I don't know, whatever you got. I don't know. Will it get me drunk?
She smiles and she says, Oh, one moment. I have something special for you if you're looking to get a little toasty. Be right back.
Oh, I bet she got fire belly.
So she steps into the back, and Xavier, he pulls his hood down all the way now, and he sets his staff up against the wall in the corner, and he folds his hands together, and he says, So, maybe we should wait on drinks for the finer details to come out, but how is everybody? At this point, the lady comes out. She slides across the table, as there is no way for her to actually reach you guys from where she's at. She slides across 6 mugs, and then she puts a large carafe and then another large bottle on a tray and kind of slides it out. And she says, Excuse me, would one of you loves please take this for yourselves?
Doc will get up and go grab it.
Okay. All right, yeah, so you set it down. There is a carafe that has what smells like a really strong, hopsy, like borderline IPA in it. And strangely enough, it's cold to the touch. Very, very rare. There is also an uncorked bottle of wine that is sealed with wax. It's never been broken before. But there's a small label on the side, and in Elven... Oh my god, none of you guys speak fucking Elven. Never mind. Definitely Elvish script on the side. How in the fuck do none of you speak one of the...
It was both her. I blame both her.
But a majority of you speak Goblin. And you know what? There's something so meaningful in that. Okay. She says, I'd maybe start with the ale and then move on to the wine. Master Xavier, if you need anything, please. And she kind of taps her forehead and then turns and steps out. As soon as the door closes, Xavier, almost as if he's been holding it in the entire time that you guys have had this conversation, just begins to vomit an incantation. He just... And as the incantation begins to unfold... A blue barrier springs into existence along the walls of the room, closing off the door, both doors, completely, like actually sealing them off. As he finishes, a gust of air kind of emanates from underneath his cloak, or underneath his robes, like out of his arms almost onto the table, and as he cracks his neck, and you hear an audible like 4 good pops, his robes absorb into his body, and you see from where the robes absorb, the leather harness kind of grows out of him and then takes hold, and he stretches and he just goes, "Oh, I hate wearing those stupid fucking robes." Alright, now we can speak plainly.
What's wrong with the robes? Are they like...
Oh, God, they're gaudy as all hell, Ree. Look at how gorgeous I am now. Those things, they made me feel like some old dusty wizard locked up in a tower for ages studying his cantrips. Ugh.
I thought they were nice.
That's very sweet of you. Would you like a set? I could maybe have one made.
Sure. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look like a fucking wizard. Hell yeah.
Look like a wizard, sting like a ree. Alright, so, jokes aside, I see we have a very serious problem. Mr. Gray, you are sick as shit. Tell me. Lay all the things on me. I'm ready to hear from whoever. Actually, snaps his fingers, and as he does so, he flicks his hand open, and you see a quill just spurt out of the palm of his hand. And as he does that, he spins his hand back in a spiral, whispering a very quiet incantation, and a piece of paper materializes out of the quill, and the quill kind of begins to hover over the paper. Now, who's first?
Do you want me to take this one?
Maybe you can help filling in the details.
Okay.
Yeah. So, basically, Gray, when he fell, there was an evil being who decided to take advantage of his position and did so
His
successfully.
position or his stupidity?
Yes.
Fair enough.
What do we call him? I think we call him goat fucker, right? Or
Oh!
call him